I want you to just picture a scene for a second. It's quiet. A man is sitting alone, maybe it's late, and he's just staring at his phone.
Okay.
He has a contact open, and he knows this number by heart. He probably dialed it 10 times a day for like a decade, but he hasn't hit call in years.
It sounds like the start of a movie. A tragedy, maybe?
It's actually the current reality of American politics. The man is Michael Cohen, and the number belongs to Donald Trump.
The same Donald Trump that Cohen testified against. The one he called a con man, a racist, a cheat in front of the entire world.
The very same. And today, we are going deep into this just sprawling and incredibly raw interview that Michael Cohen gave on the PBD podcast.
Of Patrick Bet David, yeah.
And we're not just doing this for the political drama, though. Let's be honest, there is plenty of that. We're doing this because Cohen has somehow achieved something statistically improbable.
He's managed to make literally everyone mad at him.
Completely. He is politically homeless. The right hates him because he turned on Trump. And as of this week, and this is really the whole reason for this deep dive, the left has basically exiled him too.
It's a fascinating psychological case study.
Yeah.
I mean, usually in Washington, there's a very lucrative second act for defectors, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
You leave a big polarizing figure like Trump, you get welcomed with open arms by the other side, you get book deals, TV contracts, applause. Cohen had that. He was riding that wave.
And then the wave just crashed. So the mission today is to figure out, how did he lose his new friends? We're going to unpack this Midas Touch firing, the psychology of it all, and the absolute shocker at the end of this interview where Cohen basically admits he wants back in.
And not just that he wants back in, but that he thinks he has the key, the golden ticket to make it happen.
Okay, so let's start with the immediate crisis, the double cancellation. He was hosting a show on the Midas Touch network. For anyone who's not familiar, what is Midas Touch?
It's an unapologetically anti-Trump media platform. And it's not just, liberal media. It's activist media. The audience there is really engaged, and they want one thing.
Right.
They want content that shows the walls are closing in on Trump, that justice is coming.
And Cohen was their star. He was the guy who was in the room, the ultimate weapon, and then poof, he's gone, fired. Or I think the network said the show abruptly ended.
Right.
Why? Did he suddenly say something nice about Trump?
No, nothing like that. He did something in that particular world much more dangerous. He introduced nuance.
Nuance in this political climate.
Specifically about the Manhattan DA's case against Trump, the hush money one.
Yeah.
Cohen went on a Substack and admitted he felt, and I'm quoting him here, compelled and coerced by the prosecutors.
Coerced. Wow. That is a loaded word. If you're the star witness and you say you were coerced, you are basically giving the defense a giant hammer.
A sledgehammer. That's the legal reality. Cohen was trying to express this, complex feeling about the pressure the system puts on you. But the Midas Touch audience, they did not hear nuance.
What did they hear?
They heard betrayal.
And Cohen talks about the fallout. It was intense. He said the network got threats of like 20,000 unsubscriptions almost overnight. A revolt, he called it.
It's a textbook case of what they call audience capture. The audience captures the creator. They demand a specific performance.
And his performance was attack dog.
Exactly. The second he stepped out of that role and criticized the prosecutors instead of Trump, the audience just turned on him viciously.
He was so angry about it in the interview. He called them lunatics and maniacs. He basically said, they want me to lie to fit their story.
And that's when he realized his value wasn't his truth. It was his utility. He was a tool to be used against Trump.
And the second the tool wasn't working perfectly,
it gets thrown away. So now he's a rat to the MAGA crowd and a saboteur to the resistance. He's completely alone.
And that isolation, that's the key to this whole thing, isn't it? Because when you strip someone of their current tribe, what do?
They look backward. They start to get nostalgic for the last place they felt like they belonged.
The last place they felt powerful.
And for Michael Cohen, that place is Trump Tower.
Which brings us to this staggering statistic from the interview. Cohen claims he spent 50,000 hours with Donald Trump.
I actually tried to do the math on that because it sounds insane. But when you hear the routine he describes, it's actually plausible.
Walk us through it.
He says they spoke every single morning between 4:30 and 5 a.m. and then every single night at 11:30 p.m.
Every day?
Every single day. For over a decade. That's the bookend to your day.
50,000 hours. I mean, that's more time than most people spend with their spouse. It's more time than you spend with your kids growing up.
It's a level of intimacy that's just, It's hard to overstate. You're not just a lawyer then. You're like an external hard drive for the other person's brain.
The first and last voice they hear every day.
He even describes it as being like family.
And yet, this is the man who is responsible for him going to prison. This is the part I just can't wrap my head around. The host, Patrick Bet-David, asks him point blank, do you hate him?
And Cohen just says no.
So Bet-David pushes. He says, did you love him? And Cohen corrects the tense. He says, I still love him.
Present tense.
Present tense. After prison, after the public humiliation, after writing a book called Disloyal, how is that even psychologically possible?
Well, it's the psychology of the discarded lieutenant. See, Cohen doesn't really blame the general. He blames the other officers.
The interlopers, the gatekeeper.
Exactly. He is obsessed with them. He names names. Jared Kushner, Reince Priebus. He even shares that incredibly vulgar nickname they had for Priebus.
Rancid penis. Which, yeah. But it shows you the level of contempt.
It shows that in his mind, he was the original. He and Trump had a code, a way of doing things. It was brutal, but it worked. Then these, political people came in and they severed the connection.
So the story he tells himself is, Trump didn't betray me. These other guys got in the way.
To a point. But he does admit there was a betrayal. But you have to notice what the betrayal was. It wasn't about politics. It wasn't Trump is a danger to democracy.
It was the money.
It was the bills.
Yeah.
He's very clear about it. The break happened when the FBI raided his home and office, and the Trump organization stopped paying his legal fees.
He uses that mafia analogy, right?
He does. He talks about the mob boss and the capo, the code of silence, the omerta. It's a two-way street. The guy on the street takes the fall. He keeps his mouth shut.
But the boss has to take care of him, pay the lawyers, support the family.
And Trump broke the code. Cohen said, a boss isn't supposed to point at the capo and say, look at him, don't look at me. That's what broke him.
He has this quote that just sticks with you. I wouldn't take the bullet if he's the one pulling the trigger.
It's so transactional. It's not, I wouldn't take the bullet because he's a bad person. It's, I wouldn't take it because he didn't pay for my vest.
Exactly. And because the problem is transactional, it suggests the solution could be.
Also transactional.
Which is a perfect segue into the fixer mindset. Because even after all this, Cohen still talks about Trump with this kind of grudging respect for how he operates.
Oh, yeah. That segment about the universities was so revealing.
So he's been consulting for like 100 university presidents, Yale, Ivy Leagues, and they're all terrified.
They're terrified that Trump is going to come in and just strip their federal funding over DEI or gender policies.
So these academics go to Michael Cohen, the ultimate street fighter, and they ask, what do we do?
And he gives them the most cynical, most pragmatic advice you can imagine. He says, water down the poison.
Meaning?
Settle early, don't fight. He told them, if Trump demands $100 million, you offer him $50 million today.
Just give in.
Because if you fight, the price goes up. It becomes $250. Then $500. Trump will just crush you in a war of attrition. He never stops pushing.
It's incredible. He's warning them about Trump, but he's also kind of admiring the shark-like strategy. He's saying, my old boss is a killer. Don't get in the water. Just throw him a steak and get out.
He's the only one who understands the playbook because he helps write it.
Yeah.
He knows it's not about ideas. It's about leverage.
He also told that Jane Doe story to prove his competence, and I think this is key to why he feels so betrayed by the left.
Yes, the flashback to the fixer days. A Jane Doe lawsuit lands on his desk, accuses Trump of raping a minor. Horrific stuff.
Most lawyers would be in full-blown panic mode, but Cohen, he just looks at the paperwork, looks at the plaintiff's address.
And he actually investigates. He finds out the address on the lawsuit is a vacant parking lot.
It's a shakedown, a fake case. He calls the lawyer's bluff, and the whole thing just vanishes.
Now, why does he tell that story today? He's trying to say, look, I didn't just cover up crimes. I protected him from actual lies. But here's the problem.
The anti-Trump world doesn't want to hear that.
No. They want every bad story to be true. Cohen says the left wing attacks him for debunking a fake rape case.
So even when he's telling the truth, if that truth helps Trump in any way, it's seen as a betrayal.
It just reinforces this idea of him being totally homeless. They don't want a fact checker. They want a weapon. And he's tired of being a weapon.
Which brings us to the climax of the whole interview, the big twist.
I honestly didn't see this coming until he literally pulled the papers out of his pocket.
The reconciliation plan.
He's carrying around this document he wrote with Jesse Jackson Jr. He calls it the Trump Emancipation Proclamation Order. TEP-P for short.
That's a bold name. What is it?
The idea is for the president to use an executive order to restore rights to nonviolent felons who've done their time. Voting rights, sure, but more importantly, things like banking, housing, jobs.
And this would apply to something like 70 million people.
Roughly, yeah. But listen how he frames it. He pitches it as a massive political win for Trump. This is how you peel off minority voters, he says. This is how you get a criminal justice legacy.
But let's be real. This isn't about 70 million people.
It is deeply, deeply personal. It's about one person, Cohen.
Yeah.
He talks about his own life now. Can't get a credit card, can't open bank accounts easily. He feels that felon label every day.
So this is his ticket back in. He's found a way to align his own self-interest, getting his life back, with Trump's self-interest getting votes and glory.
That was always his value. I can solve a problem for you that also happens to help me.
Yeah.
He's trying to recreate that old dynamic.
And then the host, PBD, he just pushes him. He says, call him right now.
And the hesitation in that moment, you could feel it.
Cohen admits he has the number. Says it might have changed, but he has the old one. And then he admits, with this really surprising vulnerability, that he just wants closure.
He says he wants to look his old friend in the face and ask, is there anything you want to say to me?
What does he want to hear? An apology? I mean, Donald Trump doesn't apologize.
No, he's not looking for an apology. I think he's looking for an acknowledgement, a nod. Welcome back, Michael.
He fantasizes about reintegration.
Just think about that. This man went to prison, lost his law license, his reputation. He blames Trump for all of it. And yet, the pull of that orbit is so powerful that he's willing to walk right back into it.
It's like a sunk cost fallacy for your entire life. He invested his whole identity in Donald Trump. Without Trump, who is he? He's a podcaster who just got fired. With Trump, he's the fixer.
And he still defends the guy's worldview. Remember that quick detour they took to the victor go the spoils comment?
Yeah, about why the U.S. didn't keep the oil in Iraq.
Most people hear that and think it's monstrous.
Yeah.
But Cohen tells it like, see, he's a strong man. He thinks differently than the rest of us.
He even told that story about his Brazilian driver who wants Trump to invade Brazil to clean up the gangs.
And he uses it to show that globally, some people see Trump as a cleaner, a guy who gets things done no matter what. He still buys into the mythos.
He really does. There was one other thing that stuck with me. When he was asked about loyalty, he still ranked Trump near the top of people who are most loyal to their people.
But there is a huge caveat.
A life-defining caveat.
Trump is loyal, provided those people remain useful and don't get pushed out.
And that's Cohen's whole story. He stopped being useful. He got pushed out.
And now he's trying to prove that he can be useful again.
So I guess this is the question I want to leave everyone with. Cohen said if he actually made that call, there's a non-zero chance Trump would take it.
I think he's right. Trump is a transaction machine. If Cohen has something he wants, like this emancipation order that could actually help him win, he might just take that call.
And if that call happens, if Trump actually welcomes him back into the fold, what does that tell us about everything? About Washington?
It tells us there are no permanent enemies, only permanent interests. It tells you that ideology for a lot of these people is just a costume. The left used Cohen, the right used him, and now Cohen is just trying to be useful one last time.
It's a tragedy, isn't it? He's a man who said he would take a bullet for his boss. He found out the boss wouldn't even pay for the bulletproof vest. And now he's crawling back to ask if the boss needs anything else.
That's the perfect, heartbreaking way to put it.
Thanks for diving deep with us. We'll see you next time.